The wind bit through the morning air as the doors of Hamilton Auto Auction swung open. Luxury cars gleamed under the sun, Mercedes, BMWs, even a few Bentleys lined up like soldiers waiting for their next owner. Buyers in sharp suits and glossy shoes sipped lattes, talking numbers and deals. It was a world of money and pride, until a ragged figure walked in. His clothes were torn, his boots caked with mud, and his beard looked like it had weathered too many winters. The security guard hesitated. "Sir, this event is for registered buyers only." The man lifted his head. His eyes were calm, deep, steady, the kind that made people uncomfortable because they didn't fit the rest of him. "I'm a registered buyer," he said softly, holding out a crumpled envelope. The guard frowned, opened it, and froze. Inside was a thick stack of documents, legitimate ones. Bidding credentials. Still, the murmurs began. "Who let him in? He's probably a fraud. Maybe he's here for free coffee." When the auctioneer began, the ragged man sat in the front row. People smirked as he lifted his numbered paddle for the first item, a Mercedes-Benz Actros truck, price tag, $180,000. "Do I hear 180? The auctioneer called. 185, shouted a dealer. 190, said another. 200, came a calm voice from the front. Every head turned. The ragged man. The auctioneer blinked, surprised. 200,000, going once. 220, someone countered, grinning. The ragged man didn't flinch. 250, he said quietly. Silence. The hammer fell. Sold. People laughed. Where's he getting that kind of money? Probably using fake checks. But the man didn't stop. Second truck. Bought. Third. Bought. Fourth. Bought. Fifth. Bought. By the end, he had purchased 5 Mercedes trucks, totaling nearly $1 million. The room buzzed with disbelief. When the auction ended, the manager, a slick man in a tailored suit, walked up with a forced smile. "Sir," he began, "I'm sure there's been a misunderstanding. These are large transactions. We'll need verification before." The ragged man simply nodded. "Of course." He reached into his jacket and handed over a black card, a centurion. The manager's smile froze. He swiped it through his terminal. Transaction approved. The laughter stopped. A young mechanic standing nearby, the only one who hadn't laughed, asked softly, "Sir, if you don't mind me asking, what are you going to do with 5 trucks?" The man smiled for the first time that morning. "Deliver food." "Food?" "Yes. My village in Montana, 200 miles north. Last winter, we lost 3 elders because snow blocked the roads. I promised myself it would never happen again. I run a small charity, Wheels of Mercy. We deliver food, clothes, and supplies to isolated mountain communities. These trucks will make sure no one goes hungry again." The room fell silent. One of the laughing dealers looked down, his expression uneasy. Another shifted awkwardly. The leader turned, his eyes like steel. "You the ones who thought hitting a little girl made you tough?" The boys froze. One of them stammered, "It was just a joke, man." He stood up, towering over them. "Nah. Jokes make people laugh. You made her cry." For a long, tense second, no one breathed. Then one of the bikers said, "Apologize. Right now." And they did. Stumbling over their words, voices shaking, they mumbled their apologies to Lily. She looked at them, not angry, not hateful, just calm. "I forgive you," she said quietly. "But please don't do it again. To anyone." Something shifted in the air. Even the bullies looked smaller now, ashamed, humbled. Later that day, as the bikers prepared to leave, the leader knelt beside Lily. "You're one brave little lady," he said. "Don't let anyone dim that light of yours." She smiled. "Thanks, mister." He winked. "Name's Bear. You ever need a ride, you call the Iron Saints. We've got your back." They revved their engines, waving as they disappeared down the highway, thunder fading into the sunset. The diner's waitress wiped a tear from her eye. "Guess angels don't always wear wings," she whispered. "Sometimes they ride Harleys." Weeks later, the story spread. The bullies started volunteering at the diner on weekends. The Iron Saints came every Saturday for pancakes with Lily. And the once quiet little diner became a symbol of kindness, where toughness met compassion. Because that day, a group of bikers taught everyone a lesson. Real strength isn't about fists or fear. It's about standing up for someone who can't. And Lily? She never sat alone again. Moral: the strongest hearts wear leather, and the bravest smiles never fade.